Hello everyone, I'm Bill Smith, and in today's vid, I'd like to help newer Hooka players deal with splash damage like rocket launchers. I remember when I first picked up Hooka account, this was really early in the game, didn't know much, there was this resource base with one rocket launcher, and boy, that thing kept annihilating my Zookas, and then of course my heavies didn't have any firepower, so I'd lose the fight. I think I must have attacked it like a dozen times before I cracked it. It was rather embarrassing. And I bet many newer players have experiences like mine, and they come away thinking, wow, rocket launchers are really the number one enemy of Hookas. They're actually not that dangerous if you know how to deal with them. It's true that splash damage of any type, if it hits your Zookas, it'll really do a lot of damage, and certainly mortars of a similar level to your Zookas will always one-shot them. However, there are plenty of ways to not get hit in the first place. First thing I'd like to focus on is rocket launcher blind spots. If you check the Boom Beach wiki, it says rockets have a range of 8 to 25. The unit is tiles, and one tile is literally one of the tiles that you see when you try to move a building around. So you can see, so that 8 tiles range is figured from the middle of the defense. So you can see that from the edge of the rocket launcher, it's a little bit over 6 tiles to the edge of the blind spot. With Hookas, like I mentioned, heavies will move inside the blind spot when attacking a rocket launcher, and Zookas, which have a range of 7.2, will mostly be just outside of it, and so, of course, the rocket launcher will hit them. One way to deal with rocket launchers is obviously shocking them, and, certainly that obviously works, but you may not have the budget in terms of gunboat energy to shock everything you need to, because shocking is pretty expensive. So, like I said, there are other ways you can deal with rockets, and one way is just dropping a medkit on your troops. So on this NPC base, it's got 2 pretty high-level cannons. I have gone and unloaded my GB in one of them. I'm unloading my Hookas on the right-hand side, and you see the heavies are almost immediately in range of the rocket launcher, but because the Zookas take a little bit of time to get up to the heavies, Zookas don't get shot at. With the medkit solution, you want to throw a medkit on your Zookas just as your heavies are disappearing inside the blind spot, kind of like that. It turns out that the rocket launcher was dead before it actually got off a shot, but that is the principle of the thing. Another way to deal with rocket launchers is to flare inside their blind spot. And often you're going to have to shock the launcher as your troops close inside the blind spot. Definitely, well, this thing died very fast, but with at an earlier level, with kind of lower level shocks, you may need to time it a lot better. Definitely on bases with multiple rocket launchers, you're probably not going to be able to walk inside the blind spot of every single one of them, but it's a very useful tactic. It's definitely useful for smoky Zookas all throughout the game, and even at the end game, I frequently find myself flaring RZM or Hookas inside the blind spot of one of my enemy's rocket launchers. Generally, I'll be able to take out 2 rocket launchers with gunboat energy, and then by smoking inside the blind spot of the last one, I'm essentially immune from that launcher. All my troops need to do is open up, and I can save my shocks for something else. So that's how you deal with rocket launchers.